all of these 3D prints only took minutes to model. And I'm going to show you how. So today's video is sponsored by Hi3D because they said to me that I would be impressed with all the updates that their platform has had, which apparently we could take a text to image, turn that image into a 3D model that is printable straight away with no issues, and then also separate that 3D model into connectable parts. Now, regardless of how detailed that is, we should be able to slice that into printable pieces and then just send it straight to the printer and actually have a working model. So I'm very interested to check it out because I've just started learning Fusion 360 properly to actually improve on modeling myself. So be interested to see how easy this is instead. Okay, so this is Hi3D, the actual platform that we're taking a look at. And on the left, we have a ton of tools that says text to image, 3D generation, stylized texture, split to print, which is the one that I'm quite interested in, and then multicolor print as well, which I assume will just help you do a multicolor print. Shocking, right? And I think we just work our way through the list from like text to image, then to model, then split the model, and then print the model. So we'll do a text to image first. And I already know what I want to make. So the channel members have like a little dragon as an icon. I kind of want to make a 3D printed version of him and bring him to life. So let's do that. A little green dragon who is a maker. He 3D prints and makes things. He has a brown apron, a leather tool belt with nothing in it. He has leather boots up to his knees, brown leather gloves that are a little bit too big. He has a hat that looks like a roll of filament. Thought could be cool. His left hand has a pair of calipers. His right hand's empty for ease of printing. And his wings and his tail are not too thin because in the past I've printed like dragons that have really thin wings and nightmare. Now, I don't know how long this is going to take, but it's already on 10%, so probably not that long. And it's already on 20%, so it's probably not even going to take that long. 26, 30? Okay, cool. Let's see. Oh, it's done. That's cool. It's got like a beige stomach, which that's going to be a bit of a nightmare to print. But overall, this looks kind of cool. He's friendly. He's side eyes, arms. Ooh, okay, that looks sore. So we'll go down to 3D generation. I'm going to leave the broken one out because I don't want it to put the arm backwards, you know? I don't want that. I don't know how long this is going to take. It said 5 minutes, right? I just noticed that all of my other models from when I used Hitum 3D in the past are all still here, which is kind of cool. Okay, so this is on 6%, and I want to do something else as well. So what I want to do is create a shelf to put this in as well. Like literally just a box, so like a rectangle, and then no back on it to say filament, and we'll print it face down. And then possibly with like "in it makes" engraved in the top or somewhere, right? So let's see if we can do that with text to image, because we can use it to create figures, but I'm curious if I can make like a practical thing of it as well, because it's kind of what the channel's about, right? Practical prints, actual useful prints. So let's see. A floating wall shelf with no back. It is a box rectangle that has no front or back. Very simple, but it has engravings on the top that says "in it make." Oh, that's cool. It's got the figures in it though. That's better. Okay, cool. So we've actually got a shelf now with no figures inside. I just regenerate another one, and this is exactly what I wanted. I can just click image to 3D. Okay, let's do that. Right, they look like they're done. We're way further than expected. Okay, so it looks like it's done. We've got a box that's not right. It isn't. I said not to have a back, but I guess the image sees the wall and puts it back, but it'll work. Oh, but the text is missing from the top, and it looks like there's like random textures around the box, which could be kind of nice. Do I do the whole like white PLA wood stain? Maybe. We should see how that looks. That could look nice. That could look good. But overall, we got a box, and I guess it didn't take any time to model it, so can't complain. And on the right here, looks like our dragon is done as well, which, holy hell. What? Is there anything weird about this dragon? Let's see. Like, I mean, other than the fact that he's a freaking maker with stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers there. 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers on the other side as well. It looks really good. Like, actually really good. What is this? White diffuse. Okay, so that's the base model. So apparently I can click split to print. It's going to separate the arms and the legs and then the body to 4 different parts. We'll see how that does. Now I'm going to put the box in here as well just to see what happens. I mean, you just print it on its back upwards, right? And it'll be fine. But I'm curious what's going to happen. Like, this is for people, but I've got a box. So we're just going to see. It doesn't cost any energy or anything. So I'm going to find out. So they're finished, but the box didn't really work. It like separates these 2 random textures. So that's fine. We'll print that as a normal box. But this one has worked, and it's separated all the different pieces of the body, and it looks a bit rough, but I'm pretty sure that right here it says generate connector. You can have a ball connector and then dovetail, which actually would have been good for the shelf if that was possible, because we could have printed it and just slotted it in. But we'll try the ball one because that'll let us move the actual arms around. So I spent a few minutes using the tool that lets you generate all the connectors for the actual model, and now the arms and the legs should have a little bit of wiggle room when it's printed. Then there's a smart arrangement step, which automatically places it in the best positions on the print bed for optimizing for supports, but also print settings as well. So when you export this and send it to a slicer, all of those settings come with it and you don't have to do any tweaking. So I'm a bit concerned about the joints, so we're going to print it in full color too, but the multicolor print lets me actually put this down to 4 colors. And then this way I can actually print the full thing. And it basically saves time in painting it and actually modeling the color, assuming it works. 4 colors, filament simulation. Okay, I see what's happening here. The dark green is white. Yeah, I like that with the white. That's all right. And then in Bambu, I'll just recolor the hat, I guess. Or I guess the hat can stay as it is. That's kind of cool, right? And now that I've set the colors, I guess I just export it as a 3MF and I should be able to just print it as this, right? And it actually comes straight into the slicer, fully colored as well. That looks great. I'm happy with that. So the prints are finally finished. We have the one with the separated segments, which should all just click together, hopefully. And then the actual fully printed in multicolor one, which looks great. Hopefully all the supports come off nice and clean. I didn't have an actual brown, so it's like a goldy brown, I guess. But it looks great. We've got the filament hat, the calipers, the apron, everything. Look at that. That is so good. Obviously, it took some time to 3D print, but getting the model itself was an absolute piece of cake. That's crazy. Right, now this is the one that I'm really interested in. This is the separate one that should all connect together. So all the pieces are done and I got all the supports off. There was a little bit of a casualty along the way. I snapped this off with the supports. Whoops. But either way, the main thing is to see if these connectors actually work or not. So let's put the body together. It's a little bit loose, but there's a setting that you can change to make the tolerances bigger or smaller. And I turned it up to be quite loose. Obviously, I've done it too loose, but I wanted it to be able to move quite nicely. But next time I'll just leave them on default because yeah, you can move the arms around, move the legs around, whatever bits you actually had. It would have been cool if I'd separated the head as well. I want to test this again and then not mess with the tolerances, just leave them as default. I was worried that PLA would just snap if it was too stiff, but I've clearly made it too loose. Well, since these took very little time to actually generate, I just need to make a quick couple of improvements on our next models. I'm very impressed. So I went back and added a couple more prompts to create images to go along with my dragon. I wanted to also be able to test the actual connections a little bit better as well, so I split each of these. I did one as a dog with the same sort of maker sort of clothes that the dragon actually had as well. Has a light bulb around its neck. It looks really cool. I like it a lot. The only sad thing is when you seem to split it, it looks like you lose all of the colors that are saved with it. If there's a way to do this, then I just couldn't figure it out, but maybe this is something that will come in the future. But that's okay, because I'll just use some of my acrylic marker pens to add some colors to them anyway, and they'll turn out looking great. The shelf printed out looking awesome. The figures are all awesome as well, and all the pieces that have been split, like the arms and the feet and the head for the dog, do actually rotate around and fit on really nicely. Not changing the tolerances is probably a good decision. It's probably default for a reason. But of course, I also wanted to try another practical print and not just a character, so I also got it to generate an image of a medieval wall torch and then generated that to 3D print and then put that through the print to color as well, and it was so easy. It all came off, it looks absolutely great. I can add a tea light to this now and mount it up on the wall, and I'm going to do a few of these. So after testing out High 3D, I was in fact impressed, and you can test it out for free as well. You can free trial this and actually get downloads from it as well, so you can generate some stuff and you can download it for free too. You might as well check it out and give it a go. And it's also worth noting that this is the worst it's ever going to get. I can't even imagine what this is going to be able to do given like another 6 months to a year, or maybe not even that long. And it's also worth mentioning, if you use the code INITMAKES, you can get 500 credits to test it out for free, but also they're running a mega sale for 80% off as well. So check it out.